How about that, Andrew? They're 6-1 against the Dodgers and Yankees. Go figure baseball.
Well, again, technical difficulties. I couldn't see those highlights, and I can't see you, Bob, which is always a big disappointment for me because I love to see what you've got cooked up as far as a dress code and a look for the sports call. So you're going to have to give me theater of the mind and describe to me what you're wearing because I can't see it. As far as, games like this, Bob, are you the type of guy that watches a game like this and wonders, 3 years from now, how many of these Pirates players will be playing for the Yankees? Because I know a lot of people who do that. And when you have Jamison Tyone starting,
it's natural, I think, Andrew, because it's happened so often over the course of time. It's now an automatic assumption. People say, well, guess what? And it's not fair to some of these guys. I mean, O'Neal Cruz is just up
But
here
when you
for
have
10
Jamison
games.
Tyone starting and Clay Holmes closing and Garrett Cole talking for a half hour today about the 2013 and 2015 Pirates, I can't blame fans for looking at it that way. It's nice. The Pirates clearly get up for these games against the big payroll teams, and the big payroll teams clearly look past the Pirates. So it's a perfect storm that allows for them to go 5-1 or 6-1, excuse me, against these teams that are leading the league. The Yankees #1 in the NL or the AL, the Dodgers #1 in the NL. Both have the best records, and what else do they have, Bob? The biggest payrolls combined for $500 million.
Well, preach. That's what I've been saying for years. And you can tell me that they haven't won anything, the Yankees, but you know what they are? They're every year. They're in contention every year. They have a chance better than anyone else, and that's why I hate the system and always have, because it allows teams like the Pirates to do what they do, and there's no ramifications for it. But you're right. You would have made a lot of money on FanDuel had you bet the Pirates in these games, I bet, on 6-1 against the Dodgers and the Yankees. But the bottom line is there are a lot of good pitchers who've left here and developed. And now, you wonder what's going to happen at the trade deadline. That's coming up. We talked about it today on the radio with Joe Starkey. I wonder if you guys got into this at all about what you would do with a guy like Quintana. He was on the mound tonight, and that's why we brought it up. He's a guy, they'll often look for veteran pitchers in the offseason. He fits that description, but if he could fetch a couple of good young arms, maybe that's the way they go.
Well, they did that last year with Tyler Anderson. Tyler Anderson had a very good first half.
Yep.
Tyler Anderson got traded first to the Phillies, then that deal got vetoed, and then he got dealt to Seattle. Here's the problem, Bob. They got barely nothing back in that deal. Had they signed Tyler Anderson to an extension, they'd have an ace right now. Tyler Anderson has arguably been the Dodgers' best starting pitcher this year. The Dodgers.
Right.
Okay? So in that situation, they would have been better off trying to get Anderson to sign a long-term deal than trading him for, low-end prospects. They got to figure out if Quintana is the next Anderson or if Quintana's the guy that's just been good for, 10 starts.
Right.
I say right now, he's a lefty. I'd offer him maybe $7 or $8 million a year, a 2-year deal. If he says yes, you've got a good 4th or 5th starter. If he says no, then you trade him.
Yep.
But I would at least make the offer.
Tyler Anderson is one. Another guy's Chad Kuhl. He's gotten better as he's left Pittsburgh, and he had a shutout the other day, I believe. Bottom line is these guys leave, and they are successful, so that makes you wonder, should they sign him? It's a good point. We'll talk about that as we continue. You want your phone calls. It's 412-575-2600. Or right here, we're live on Pittsburgh CW and 93.7 The Fan as we stream it and simulcast it. We'll be right back.